Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the lecture. So we were describing the classification of zoonoses. So now we are describing the classification based on the reservoir host. So on the basis of reservoir host, the zoonosis diseases are classified into the following types. Number one is anthropozoonosis and number second is zoonotropinosis and number third is empizoonosis. So we will see how these are defined and what they are. Anthropozoonosis are diseases of domestic and wild animals which occur in nature independent of man. Human beings get infected from animal in usual circumstances through occupational contact or food. Examples are leptospirosis, tularemia, Rift Valley fever, hydatidosis, and rabies. Zoonotropinosis. These are diseases which normally pass from human to other vertebrate animals. The diseases which pass from human to other vertebrate animals are called zoonotropinosis. For example, tuberculosis, human type, and amoebias are the example of zoonotropinosis. Emphyzenosis are the agents that can pass from man to animal and animal to man. For example, Streptococcus, non-host Salmonellas, and Staphylococcus. These are some of the examples of emphyzenosis. And now we see the transmission cycle of these. So sylvatic cycle, well, let's start with sylvatic cycle, which propagates among wild animals. Hunters and forest rangers are domestic animals stray. Casenar, forest disease, and monkeypox are its example. Synanthropic cycle. The pathogens occur and propagate in domestic animals through synanthropic animals like rodents, birds, lizards. Man is often exposed to zoonostic disease propagating in synanthropic cycle. For example, plague, tularemia. Human cycle, man to man cycle, and can also pass from man to other animals as well. The example is human tuberculosis, which can pass from one man to another man, and also it can passes from human to other vertebrate animals as well. So these are the transmission cycles which have been described. So now we have completed the topic of zoonoses, in which we have described what are zoonoses and how they are defined and what are their types and how they transmit and who can transmit these diseases and who are at higher risk of these diseases and which animals are also at high risk, and then we described the etiological classification and transmission cycle and reservoir host. Based on the etiological agents, we described that these agents could be bacterial, viral, rickettsial, and mitotic, and then we classified the diseases on the basis of transmission cycle, which could be direct zoonosis or orthozoonosis and cyclozoonosis, metazoonosis, and Zoonoses, and then we describe the classification based on the reservoir host, which could be Anthropozoonosis, Zoontroponosis, and Amphizoonosis. Then we described what are the transmission cycles of these. We described these three transmission cycles of zoonostic diseases: salvific and synanthropic, and then we described human cycle. So that's it for today, and hope to see you in next lecture, and hope you got what we have studied, and in the next lecture we will describe more about zoonosis diseases, and we will be studying some of the zoonostic diseases as well, which are more common than others. So we will be studying them one by one, their causes, their mode of transmission, how they can be treated, their signs and symptoms, and how they can be clinically evaluated, their symptoms, and all of that thing we will describe in next lectures. See you dear, inshallah. Have a good day.